I think that there's a special place in hell for those who actually perpetrate these crimes, Short said in an interview with Chuck Todd on Sunday's Meet the Press on NBC. And I think Roy Moore has to do more explaining than he has done so far. But Short also cautioned against a rush to judgment against the Senate hopeful. I think we here in Washington have to be careful as well in this, Short said. Roy Moore is somebody who graduated from West Point, he served our country in Vietnam, he's been elected multiple times statewide in Alabama. The people in Alabama know Roy Moore better than we do here in D.C., and I think we have to be very cautious. Short added, if more evidence comes out that can prove that he did this, then sure, by all means he should be disqualified. But that's a huge if, and I think we have to allow that more facts come out. Todd asked Short if the White House would step in if the evidence pointed to Moore's guilt. There's no Senate seat more important than the notion of child pedophilia, Chuck, Short replied. I mean, that's reality. On Friday, Moore denied even knowing Korfman, who told the Post she and her mother first met him outside an Alabama courthouse in 1979 when he was an assistant district attorney. I don't know Ms. Korfman from anybody, Moore said in a radio interview with Fox News host Sean Hannity. Other top White House officials were asked about the claims against Moore on Sunday. On CNN's State of the Union, Treasury Stephen Mnuchin also said Moore should drop out of the race if the allegations prove to be true. On ABC's This Week, Kellyanne Conway, President Trump's special counselor, said that the conduct as described should disqualify anyone from serving in public office. The president and others in the Republican Party have made clear that if the allegations are true, this man should step aside, Conway said. But I've gone farther than that, and I've reflected something the vice president said as well, which is everybody should know that conduct is disqualifying. Conway was asked if she had doubts Moore's accusers were telling the truth. I know what I read. I don't know the accusers. And I don't know Judge Moore, she said. But I also want to make sure that we as a nation are not always prosecuting people through the press. He has denied the allegations. I have read the stories. I have heard not the testimony and the evidence, but what people are saying publicly. She added, let me say it one last time, the conduct as described is not just offensive and disgusting, it disqualifies anyone who has done it from holding public office. So let me go a little step farther, if there's anyone currently in public office who has behaved that way to any girl or any woman, maybe they should step aside, because in a country of 330 million people, we ought to be able to do better than this. Shortly after the Post's report about was published, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders released a statement on behalf of the president. Like most Americans, the president believes that we cannot allow a mere allegation in this case, one from many years ago, to destroy a person's life, the statement said. However, the president also believes that if these allegations are true, Judge Moore will do the right thing and step aside. Regardless, the president must and will remain focused on representing our country on his historic trip to Asia, where he has been treated with great respect and made unprecedented progress in further strengthening alliances and promoting America's interests above all else. Short said on Sunday that he expects Trump will address the Moore scandal in more detail this week following his 12-day trip to Asia. I think the president's been on an incredibly important foreign trip, Short said. When he returns, I'm sure we'll have the chance to discuss this.